Neil, I know it was a defeat on Tuesday ultimately, but is there a bit more belief after what happened in the second half?
Yeah, hopefully there should be. I thought we played some really good stuff second half. I thought we played quite well first half, bar obviously, conceding goals, which needs to be stopped. But yeah, they certainly bounced back from a disappointing being 3-1 down, and no hiding place. That's when they really stood up and were counted, and I thought they played really well.
And if there's the resilience to come back from 3-1 down, is there the resilience for a couple of really tough days in training to try and sort those defensive problems out?
Yep. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. You're always working on things. Sometimes it's forward play, sometimes it's defensive, sometimes it's both at the same time. And we're not sort of sticking our heads in the sand. We're conceding too many goals, and it needs to stop.
How do you go about that when you're trying to sort that out? Is it something that can be like clicking your fingers and it just is suddenly sorted, or is it a gradual process that will take steady improvement?
The proof of the pudding will be in the eating, I suppose. You've not really changed anything from last year when I think we had the most clean sheets in the league, and we've still got pretty much the same personnel, and we're conceding at the moment. So it's something that we're not going to overreact to. We're not going to start panicking and making too big a deal out of it. But it is it'll be the 6th game of the season on Saturday. It's time to, really we should be up and running now, and we need to start tightening things up as a group.
And personnel-wise, Steve Elliott, I mean, is he expected to come back in? Because if he does, then obviously he's a huge figure, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully he'll be fit. He got a bad whack last week, so he was groggy for a few days. Whether he'll be available for Saturday or not, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we've had to change the personnel around a little bit after the Bury game, with the injuries we got. But yeah, hopefully Steve will be okay.
And if it's not Steve, say it's Jason Taylor alongside Ryan Innes, he's got good people around him either way, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, even we didn't have Matt Richards the other night, and he's able to slot into the back four as well. So we do have options. I mean, we've not got as with Troy being out injured, we've not got as many bodies as we'd like down there, but we're still comfortable with the players we have and the options we have.
And you mentioned Matt, how's his hamstring?
Yeah, he was sore during the Bury game, and ideally we probably would have liked to have taken him off, but with circumstances going against us, we weren't able to. So he's been sore this week again. Matt's one that we're really going to have to assess and be careful with, and see nearer the time if he's available or not.
How difficult a job is it going to be for Mark and yourself picking this team? Because obviously you've got a couple of people who might be coming back, and you've got others who perhaps made an impression the other night. Yeah,
I mean we keep saying to the lads, we're not bothered who plays. We want people to earn the right in the team. If they're in the team, stay in it. If they're not in the team, keep doing the right things. And when the opportunity comes, they need to take it. And we're still waiting for a lot of players to really put the foot down and stamp their authority and say, yeah, I want to be in this team.
Jamie Curitan, another who's sort of coming back into the mix, was on the bench on Tuesday night, and I suppose he's just been absolutely chomping at the bit. Pretty much probably as soon as he got stretched off, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's 18 minutes he's played this season with a one goal. He's a great lad. He's got unbelievable movement, especially at this level. Defenders can switch off. But again, ideally he wouldn't have been involved Tuesday, but we sort of had to do with the numbers. We managed to score a couple of goals without using him. And whether Saturday again's too early for Jamie or not, it's something that we're assessing at this moment.
A big game this weekend, a big attendance, and is that the kind of game that you boys thrive to play in?
Yeah, obviously I think the lads are all looking forward to the weekend. They'll bring obviously good travelling crowd, and hopefully we'll get the right result, and it should be a good atmosphere on the day.
It's been a good few weeks for you. Back in the side, scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Just recently started playing centre back because of the injuries. Is that the kind of role that you don't mind playing if need be?
If needs be, you've got to help the team out. Do you know what I mean? If I think I can play there and the gaffer thinks I can play there, it's I'm willing to help the team out. Yeah, but obviously my preferred position is centre mid. But if needs be, I'm always happy to fill in there.
We spoke after the Atkinson game, and you talked about just the relief of being back in the squad and playing football, because it's ultimately what you want to do. But the goals is a welcome part of your game as well.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I'm not renowned for scoring many goals, like, so it's nice to chip in with a couple every now and then.
Portsmouth this weekend, they're going to be a tough side. They bring a lot of fans, but they're kind of a new side, a little bit like us here, and there's still no away win, so they've still got a few things to prove as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, they're always going to be fancied as one of the favourites coming down in the history of their club, being in the Premiership not so long ago. But I think the boys will be confident, obviously, to go and get the 3 points this weekend.
I think it's natural to go into a season, you know, you can worry sometimes about where your goals have come. It's difficult to score goals, and you know, we're scoring enough. It's just the other end where we need to tighten up.
Portsmouth on Saturday, and I suppose they've struggled at times to adjust to this level, but you know, that's understandable, bearing in mind the problems they've got.
Yeah, they've had a well, probably a horrendous couple of years, you know, for people that do support the football club. But they're back on the up, and they're going to be marching up the leagues, and it's a big club. It's a real well supported club, and you know, being in the bottom tier, I think teams will be raising the games against them. You know, they have lots of fans following them, which increases the atmosphere. You know, and they always seem to be good occasions, I think, from the outside looking in when Portsmouth are playing games, and you know, hopefully it'll certainly be a good atmosphere on Saturday, and we have to stand up to them and, you know, do everything we can to get the 3 points.
Yeah, they've already sold out their allocation of 1,550, so the away end's going to be packed. I suppose there's the challenge to the home end, and it's just going to create a cauldron, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said a few times, whenever we're playing a so-called bigger club with a good following, that's when I think our fans are at the best, when the opposition fans are making noise. It's the quieter Tuesday night games against maybe a lesser supported team, when, you know, the away fans have noise and ours can be quiet, but that certainly won't be happening on Saturday, and hopefully it's our fans that'll be singing the loudest.
And Cheltenham have been very sensibly managed financially over the years. I suppose Portsmouth's the lesson to every club across the country, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sure. I know there's been a couple of examples of I don't know whether it's mismanagement of finances or what, but I mean, it's certainly not happening here. I think our template, the way the club's runs, is as good as anything in, you know, anywhere. But yeah, there are warning signs for, you know, Coventry were the same. They've, you know, going back years, there's been lots of clubs, Leeds, you know, we're a really well-run club, and it's a great place to be working at.
Injuries, apart from the ones we've discussed, any other worries from the other night?
I think we're okay. I think there was a clean bill of health for the starters from the other night.